Photographers and videographers, I have a bit of a storage hack for you. So if you do any professional work or even if it's just your own work, you've probably heard that you want to always make sure you're backing up your data. Preferably, you want to have your working drive, a backup of that working drive. If you can swing it, a backup of your backup, and then you want something off-site, a cloud-based backup, such as Google Drive and Dropbox. The issue with those last two is that when you have terabytes of data, Google Drive and Dropbox can get really expensive. So a lot of people will recommend that you go get a NAS, Network Attached Storage, which they always say it's kind of like your own Google Drive. It's like your own Dropbox. And yes, it kind of is because it's attached to the internet. You can access your files from anywhere. But you don't have off-site storage. If something happened to, God forbid, your apartment, there's a flood, there's a fire, and it gets to your office, it gets to all of your data, well, your data is still corrupt. It's not saved anywhere on the internet. Technically, you would need another NAS in a completely different location that's connected to the internet that's running a mirror of your NAS to have true offsite storage. So a way you can work around it is using a service like Backblaze. Backblaze is like $99 a year, I believe, for their personal plan, and you can back up as many drives as you want as long as they're connected with your computer and your computer is connected at least once a month. You can't really do archive drives unless you're gonna plug them in once a month, but no one wants to really deal with that. Now, the issue with Backblaze is that you can't use a NAS and back that up with Backblaze. They'll recognize it as network attached storage, and if you want to back up your NAS to Backblaze, you have to pay quite a bit more. Well, what Backblaze doesn't recognize is you can actually use something like this, a RAID drive or direct attached storage. And Backblaze will actually recognize this as one single drive. So basically, I'm getting to run my RAID like I would with a NAS, and it's just all getting backed up to Backblaze, even though it's 32 terabytes worth of storage in there. Backblaze is going to recognize that as one single drive and allow me to back it all up under that cheaper personal plan. And the good thing about Backblaze is if you really needed a file on the go, you can still access it. It's not nearly as convenient as a NAS or Google Drive, but you can download that project if you absolutely need it. It's a great, cheap way to get that offsite storage. And so I actually recommend, DASs or just RAID drives over NAS specifically for that reason.